Hello fans, and welcome to the very first episode of Save State Neo, a brand new series that I've created because apparently I am addicted to self-producing and starring in countless YouTube series that nobody watches. And unlike my Spooky Chasers videos, or the award-winning Around the World with My Only Friend who would stand next to me in front of a green screen, this show does not even attempt to tread new ground. No, it's more video game reviews, just like my usual Save State Gamer videos. Only the difference in this one is... Wow, wasn't that exciting? I know if I were you, I'd support this show by subscribing and rating 5 stars. But I'm not you, which is why all of my subscribers are sock puppets and ratings are disabled. Anyway, recently I've been getting a single email about which games I should review next. So for the next couple of minutes I'm going to switch gears into what I usually do and review some of the fan most requested games. This month, I'm reviewing Fallout 3.
Resident Evil 5.
Yeah, thanks buddy, I just said that. If you're not familiar with the Fallout series, you're not alone. For years, these games have languished in obscurity, and I didn't even know this one existed until this morning. But that's okay. Instead of reviewing it, I can just read out the plot summary from Wikipedia and then give a thumbs up to the camera at the end. But Fallout 3? I mean, what does this even mean? I know what fall is, and I have a vague concept of out, but 3? What the diarrhea dick waffle is that supposed to mean? Well, after doing some research, I learned that 3 is a number, numeral, and glyph. It is the natural number following 2 and preceding 4. Well, that's all fine and good, but I guess this renders the title just a bunch of nonsense. But what about the game inside? And also, why am I narrating footage of myself appearing on screen when I could have just read the lines while the camera was rolling? Just another mystery for the Spooky Chasers, I guess. Well, let's boot it up and play. Now, the first thing you'll notice is the graphics. And if you're like me, that's the only thing you'll notice. Everything looks like dried diarrhea poop shit load of fuck. Just what the hell is this? What kind of game is this? What am I doing? Walking? In a video game? That's more than I do in real life. Next thing you know, I'll be jumping, or fighting enemies, or finding and using items. What kind of dumbass game is this anyway? But despite the bad graphics, the graphics in this game are incredible. And most of the time, I found myself either staring at the background scenery or the incredibly detailed characters' facial expressions. Even the way people moved around seemed incredibly lifelike. Really cool. But despite the bad graphics, being a film director myself, I really appreciate the way they have camera angles and things that happen. But despite the bad graphics, I still felt the rush of adrenaline when tiptoeing through the long caves, not knowing when things would pop out at me.
I'm breaking up with you to focus on my career.
Anyway, in spite of the bad graphics, I also didn't like the enemy selection. Frankensteins, zombies, angry video game dogs. They should have just called this game Boo! Haunted Apocalypse. And why is Frankenstein green? Isn't he supposed to be pink like he is on the cereal box? Breakfast is ruined. But despite the bad graphics, I did have to wonder, what happened to the graphics? I mean, look at the trailer, and look at this. Somebody called the Department of Falsified YouTube Trailer Vids, because I got robotic operating buddied. Well, after doing some research, I learned that Fallout 3 is actually the third game in the Fallout 3 series, and I was actually playing Fallout 3 1. I guess you could call me categorically confused. You see, in late November 21 of 1997, the first Fallout 3 game, Fallout 3 1, sometimes shortened to just Fallout, was released on the Nintendo Super Nintendo. Then, in 1998's 30th day of September, Fallout 3 2, the sequel to the original Fallout 3, was released for the Nintendo Sega Genesis. So why wasn't this called Fallout 3 1 Part 2? And why isn't Fallout 3 called Fallout 3 1 Part 3, if that's what it is? And just to throw the whole thing into an even deeper shit shock, Mega Man 9 was released in 2008, but took place in 20XDX, foregoing the Fallout 3 name altogether, and further scrambling our timeline. Does this mean now that we have two split timelines that we need to follow? One with the adult Link that conquered Ganon, and the other with child Link that never actually traveled through time in the first place? And if so, into which timeline does Rocky Balboa fall? It doesn't mention which Link is involved with that one. I guess they're just trying to scramble our minds even further. And don't even get me started on Bat Out of Hell Part 2, Back into Hell, which seems to take place during all of these time periods at once. Arg! Now some people have told me that the Fallout 3 chronology is actually very easy to keep straight. But if this is easy, then couldn't they have just made the easierness just a little more easily? Oh well, I don't have any video game sprites joining me this week. I'm not interviewing any Jewish skeletons. And I ran out of black pillowcases to hang on my wall to make it look like I just had a visit from the Kool-Aid Man. So I guess I might as well play the game I'm ostensibly supposed to be reviewing. Yeah. Let's try that for once. Wow, Intense, what a great game! I wouldn't change anything, a perfect 7. And so ends another great and informative review, wherein I forget that the character I play is supposed to be angry about things. Anyway, I hope this was educational for you, and that maybe sometime you'll want to hang out or something. I have a lot of free time. Name the place. I don't mind driving. I don't mind.